Hi, this is Coach World TV, and I'm Laurie Lawson. And tonight my guest is Jude Gorgopa. Did I say that right?
You did.
Because I got yelled at when she was on the radio show, so I did it. And Jude, I've been trying to get Jude on here for about, I'm going to say 5 years maybe.
Yeah, about that long,
about
yeah.
that. And Jude is a benefits consultant and a small business resource. And she's going to tell us exactly what that means. And I'm going to ask you, tell me how you got started on all this, because she's got a great book out that I'm dying to tell you about, but I want her to tell you, so I'll try to hold myself in. So tell me how you got started in Clout Etcetera, because she is the creator and co-founder, not co-founder.
I'm the founder.
You founder, sorry.
Yeah.
The you founder.
You found it. You found it, yeah.
You found it. Oh my. We started this night out silly, and it seems to be going downhill, but of something called Clout Etcetera. So tell us, what is Clout Etcetera?
Okay. Clout Etcetera Incorporated is something I started literally 10 years ago. It's now a decade old, so happy birthday. And it started off as what I would like to call a total image consulting company. And it started after I went through a lot of people do when they're entrepreneurial, losing a lot of money and whatever. I decided I was actually retired for about 10 years. I could afford to not work in a job. And so I started this, and it was basically because I wanted to reach out and help people. I've been doing networking and just talking to a lot of people, and I'm from a background at one point in time in my life in fashion, in different areas of that, and teaching, etc. So I thought that I would combine that together and just help people become the best that they could possibly be.
Well, when I first met Jude, she had this tiny little book, and it was called, what's it called? The Fundamentals of Clout?
The Fundamentals of Clout is actually a program that I've developed over the years.
It started with a little book that was so amazing because it's like, we all, well, I will say females at least, we all are just always so interested in image. I mean, you and I were primping and going, oh, our hair, look at that. So,
right,
and that's just a typical thing to do.
Yeah.
But what I liked about this was that it was simple, it was simplistic, it was very easy to get through, but it went deeper. And I kept saying, you've got to do something with this. This is marvelous, because that's where it came to my idea that it would be so great to be on a coaching thing, because you went under the surface, you went under the makeup, under the dress with this color, and so speak to a little bit about the basics of Clout. It's not just what color lipstick to wear and what's your favorite color and what business suit to wear for what interview. It's more like the total package.
Yes, you're referring to the book now?
The book, yeah.
Okay, well, the premise, yeah, because it's totally evolved. I'm also a reinvention consultant or coach, and I've been doing that for years. I've been training sales teams, and I was a prof at NYU and FIT, and I developed programs, and that's how the book came about, because I use it as a handbook for my private clients as well as for the students, for the programs that I wrote for the different schools and for events. So what it was is about, again, I use that term total image. It wasn't just, there was a lot of people running around doing image consulting. It was like textbook type of image consulting at that time. And it wasn't really reaching out to, well, why? It's not how to, it's how come. Like, why do I have to look like this? Why are people going to turn me away or not hiring me if I do this? A lot of it is very subliminal. A lot of people don't understand how it works. So there's a lot of things involved with this, and obviously we don't have the time to get into everything. So I'll just zero in on.
It's not how to, it's how come.
It's how come, like how come.
How come I have to look like everybody else?
Exactly, and it's all for different age groups. So what it is about the power of personal style. What is your personal style? Where does it come from? Sometimes it takes a lot of years to develop it, because you will change it as well. If you're the type of person that's always changing, your personal style is going to change, and it shows up in everything you do. It shows up in where you live, where you work, even your stationery that you use, how you are to people, how you come across to people, how you make your mark. It's not all about being noticed, it's about being remembered. And that's a
love these
term that
platitudes. That's so
I've
cool.
trademarked that one. So
You should. I like that one.
but the ebook now has evolved. It has now just been released as an ebook, and I've revised it and updated it to go with the audience I'm looking for now. I am looking for a younger audience as well. It's for anybody of any age. I've even had some men stick their noses into it when I had it as a little guidebook, and it's just, I've updated it so people can start thinking, the way things are now, reinvention is it. If you don't reinvent yourself, I mean, corporations are everybody's having to do it. You're just going to get beat out by the competition. And you also need to be on your toes, because if you can't get the job. Some people that I've met, many people that I've met now are like, why do I even want to look for a job? I'm going to do this instead. And it's all about having the courage. Sometimes all they need is just somebody to come over and just give them a little push.
That's interesting, because the economic, I'm not going to call it depression, but the economic tanking at this point has created two types of people. One is like, oh my God, I'm going to keep doing it the old rules and I'm going to do it better. And others who go, you know what, this is a great opportunity for me to actually do what I want to do. I wasn't happy in my old job anyway, and they obviously didn't appreciate me. I'm gone. So beautiful opportunity. So your goal is to help people reinvent themselves?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
And also in how come it's a good, it is a fabulous option, and to not be afraid. I don't come from a corporate background. I had a job for a while when I got my green card. I'm Canadian. Do I hear yay out there? I'm used to being on my own. I'm used to making money. I'm used to losing. I've lost a lot. I'm talking like a lot. It's not the cherry anymore. It's not it. It's the creating and the getting there that really means something to me now, more than anything. And I found a lot of other people that feel the same way, or they want to be here. It took me a lot of years to get here.
My tagline is, life is a journey, not a destination.
Exactly.
Enjoy the trip, because once you get there, you just have to go somewhere else. You're not going to park yourself there.
Exactly.
Never works,
it's really wonderful. And also, when you have you don't have control over everything in your life, but you do have control about how you deal with things and how you perceive things. And your perceptions are not going to be the same as anybody's, even somebody you live with for years. So you have to always remember that. You've got to be able to fit your mind into that. And if you're trying to be like everybody else, it's not going to work. And I'm sure a lot of people will understand totally what I mean, because if you're feeling dissatisfied all the time, if you're feeling all of a sudden like, oh my God, like if you're shopping, if all you do is shop all the time, when you think about your time wasters, I mentioned in the book, people say, I don't have the money or the time to do that. You would be totally shocked when you find out how much money and how much time you have to do things. And starting your own business, you can do it. You think I had tons of money when I started? No. I got a light bulb in my head, and I just ran with it, and it's evolved into what it is today. And people can, the ebook is great because it's really easy to read. It's not a lot of pages. It's very to the point. It's portable, obviously. You can even upload it on your PC.
It's on Amazon.com right now.
Exactly.
And, it's called The Fundamentals of Clout.
The Fundamentals of Clout. Powerful. No. See, I can. It's called The Fundamentals of Clout. Powerful first impressions with personal style basics. So it's like how to do everything for little or no money. And it's also about it basically will make you think for yourself and change your attitude about a lot of things, including yourself. And you'll have to face some things that'll make you feel uncomfortable, but that's what change is all about. Change is an amazing thing, because it's always happening, and that's something you can always count on, and you can use it to your benefit.
And it's not only change, because it's interesting what you said. It's like change is constant, and we know that's the only constant thing that is change. But I also, you were kind of saying like, be genuine and be authentic. And I do some workshops with some people who have, we're going to say, a less than impressive past. They've made a lot of mistakes. And I can tell on their resume immediately, and I'll go, what are you hiding? And it's like, you have to tell your story. It's the only story you have.
Yes,
you have
definitely.
to tell it. And it's like, and once they get that and they're comfortable with it, it's like, oh my gosh, I can walk in and do an interview, and I can walk in and take this business but if you're trying to be someone else, and that's what I loved about the original. It was a dinosaur then, a book. Do you remember books? They have pages and you turn them, and yes, and now it's
remember
all
those?
Kindle,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was, and I just thought it was so simplistic, and the message was, speak to yourself. Speak to yourself and tell your own story. And that's why I kept saying, you've got to come on this show, because everybody's thinking image consultant. I was just telling Jude I had some photos done, and someone did my makeup, and I go, who is that? That wasn't me. I was like, yeah, that looks good, but it's not me.
Yeah.
So, it's just hang with yourself. That's what you have to do. And Jude, not only, we're going to talk about the book a little bit more, but Jude has a marvelous website with just resources out the wazoo. It's like, wow.
And they're free.
Yeah. It's tell them the website name, because I'll screw it up.
The website is cloutetcetera.com. It's CLOUTETC.com. The other domain is the long version of Clout Etcetera, CLOUTETC, CETERA. I'm sorry.
You can spell Etcetera. You
Clout
can do that.
Etcetera, or Clout Etcetera.
Yeah.
And that's also the name of the corporation, but there's a lot of information on there. There's a link on the homepage to Amazon.com right now. It will be available on Sony Reader, iBook, and also Barnes & Noble as well towards the end of April.
That's not free, and that's okay, because it's worth visiting the website, and if you want to pick that up, that's great. But tell them what they'll find on the resource page.
The resource page has, it's almost an hour long, so be prepared. But it's recorded live a few years ago. It was a teleseminar that was international. It was done for the European market coming in, particularly to New York, for corporate positions. And I called it Getting to the Second Interview. And I listened to it. I thought, this is really valuable, because it's a lot of the subliminal things that people don't understand that interviewers will actually look at, and they don't understand.
Give us an example.
Well, first of all, the person that's interviewing for the first one is usually somebody that's not the key person. So you have to have a very strong first impression
with the person who's not even the key person.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So maybe a little tip here and there would be, you have to really be careful at your shoes, because they look at your shoes first.
Really?
Oh, yes. So don't wear
They're
them.
like Skechers, yeah.
Yeah. You have to make sure your shoes are polished and they're very professional looking. They can be cool looking. They can have a little bit of a platform, whatever, but you don't want to be walking in with 6-inch heels.
They really look at your shoes.
Oh, yes, they look at your shoes first, because it really does tell a lot about a person, about the shoes.
We had someone, that's so funny, I think I can verify that. We had someone do a presentation once, and she wore leopard shoes. And that was what everyone remembered, that she had on leopard shoes, and it was like...
My point.
But she did a whole presin which was fantastic, but they
That's why you should never
shoes.
wear red. We never wear red. I used to do a lot of speaking engagements, and in my past life, I was
I like
actually in
red.
front of the camera a lot, and I've done television commercials and, as a model and whatever. But we could, you really learned after a while when you're up for auditions, what was going to make you stand out. And what makes you stand out is you. And your package that you have to make. I know you like red, but red's not good for personal presentation, so you have to read my book. So,
I thought I did, but okay.
yeah.
I didn't commit it to memory. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
didn't make any of this up. Believe me, I took it from statistics. So
Okay,
yeah. We don't have to have the fist fight now. We'll wait till I'm camera.
Yeah, okay.
Red for the
Anyway.
lips is okay, but first interviews you should never wear red lipstick. You shouldn't wear a lot of makeup, like tons and tons of makeup. You don't want to do anything where a person's going to look at you and go, oh, that was the girl with the dark lip liner and the light lipstick, or that was the one
I used to
without.
have red fingernails, and everybody go, oh, the girl with the red fingernails.
No,
And
you
it's like,
don't. Yeah,
okay.
nude.
I'll stop doing
Put your
it.
hands up. Nude nails. People are always commenting,
She's a
you have
little
great
crazy.
hands. They don't say, oh, your nails are fabulous. Oh, you have wonderful hands. And you should use your hands when you speak as well. Okay, so you have to
Not
be expressive.
a problem. Not a problem for
no.
me.